Rise and shine. It's time to get the day started with the morning show of record for the Homestead community. It is the Farm2Table Direct Show, Morning Edition. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome in, especially the morning crew, my loyal ones that are here on a regular basis. Thank you so much. I hope you're all here today. Uh, Glad to have everyone in with us. I hope everybody's day is off to a great and wonderful start. I hope you all had a great weekend. I enjoyed the weather. It was nice, a little bit warmer, but anyway, today's off to a little bit better start. A little cool, but it's going to be a nice week this week. Looking forward to it. And so, speaking of that, today is, if you haven't figured it out, I'm not going to Jack. I'm not going to the Redneck Weather Report because this is Memorex Rhyme. Unfortunately, I had to be into work a bit early, so I will actually be in commute to work when the show is being played. So I may get a chance to jump in, but I doubt it on the chat. But anyway, look forward to being back with y'all hopefully tomorrow. This is going to be one of those wild weeks for my schedule, just to let y'all know. But anyway, today's topic, for those who may be tuning in, the best laid plans. That's right, the best laid plans. I think you can kind of see where some of this may be going, especially those of you who have watched a couple of shorts on the channel that came out yesterday. Anyway, let's get moving on. We're going to get on to this. Today's reality smackdown. The U.S. Secret Service shoots an armed man near the White House. That happened over the weekend. Apparently, the man came out, brandished a firearm, engaged with them, and, well, that did not end well. So, anyway, that's going on. Speaking of armed and dangerous and firing and shooting, South Carolina carries out the first firing squad execution in the U.S. in 15 years. Yeah, I don't know. What a way to go. Quick, fast, in a hurry, I guess. But anyway, there we are. Canada's ruling party, the Liberal Party, elects Mark Carney as the new leader and to be the next prime minister to finish out Trudeau's period of time until they have some elections later this year. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, that's what's going on. A little bit of history there. Anyway, also, wildfires erupt in the Hamptons. New York Governor Kathy Hochul, I don't know if I pronounced that right, nor do I. Anyway, declares a state of emergency. So they've got wildfires. So it seems to be popping up a lot. They had them, up and down the eastern seaboard earlier. Now it's New York. I don't know. Something up with that, folks. Put your tinfoil hat on. But anyway, so that is today's reality smackdown. I'm sure that there will be more headlines tomorrow that we can go through and talk about. But anyway, that's that for today. Now, for this day in history, hope you all enjoy these, by the way. And by the way, put some notes in the chat, leave a little something down in the comments or whatever if you're watching it later. Let me know if you like the reality smackdown and you like this day in history, and tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. I don't care. But anyway, we'll listen, we'll read, see what happens. But anyway, this day in history, 1862, the U.S. issues first paper money in the form of 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 500, and $1,000 notes. $1,000 bill. I've seen pictures. I ain't never had one. That'd be cool. Anyway, 1876, first telephone call from Alexander Graham Bell. Says, Mr. Watson, come here. I want to see you. To his assistant, Thomas Watson. History breaking. Anyway, fast forward quite a ways. 1945, U.S. troops land in western Mindanao, Philippines, in Operation Victor 4. I bring up Mindanao anytime I see something going over there because that's where my sister-in-law's from. So kind of always a little inside thing there. So, Melly, if you're watching, there it is. Little history from Mindanao. Anyway, 1963, Major League Baseball infielder Pete Rose debuts with Cincinnati at spring training in Tampa, Florida. Hits in his first 2 at-bats. And he is the all-time hits leader. And now that he's passed away, unfortunately, they are considering, reinstatement and maybe Hall of Fame. I don't know. Opinions vary on that. It's a hot topic issue. But anyway, there you go. And speaking of that, 1965, I've Got a Tiger by the Tail. Album by Buck Owens is released. Billboard Album of the Year in 1965. One of my favorite little songs. Anyway, 1969, James Earl Ray pleads guilty to the murder of Martin Luther King Jr. So there you go. Just a few more years. 1971, the U.S. Senate approves amendment lowering voting age to 18. I'm assuming it was 21 before. I don't know. But anyway, that was before my time. But either way, we're going to go 20-year jump. 1991, Eddie Sutton is the first NCAA coach to lead 4 schools into the playoffs. And way to go, Coach Sutton. Anyway, and 1997, the Palm Pilot, as developed by Jeffrey Hawkins, is released. Everybody remember the little Palm Pilot? I never had one, but I remember seeing them. So there you go, 1997, the Palm Pilot. I think that was kind of like the heads up on like the BlackBerry or some of those things. Anyway, and we're going to jump way forward for one more headline right here, close to recent. 2023, California Silicon Valley Bank, the main bank for tech startups, collapses after a sudden bank run and credit crisis. Largest U.S. bank fail since 2008. Something's up there. I don't know. But anyway, that is this day in history. So here we go. All right. Hope you all enjoyed it. That was March 10th, day in history. Topic of the day. Let's move right on into the topic of the day, which is best laid plans. Have you ever had plans made to get something done, and despite everything you did, it just didn't seem to work out? Doesn't matter what your plans were. It didn't matter. Some cosmic force seems to be working against you. I'm here to tell you, folks, that's how it's been lately. That's exactly how it's felt. I'm sorry, folks, but I just feel the need to express myself about some of those frustrations in life. I think we all have them. And since today is Monday, well, it will be when you watch this. But anyway, today is Monday. It's a good day to do it. Mondays are, it's a good day to just kind of blow off a little bit. But anyway, but to get into this, so you understand what I'm talking about. Many of you saw the couple of shorts I put up. For those who haven't, let me give you a brief explanation as to what's going on. My son-in-law has a 98 Chevy Tahoe. Anyway, his fuel pump was acting up a few weeks ago. He decided to change it out. So I left my projects to help him out. Just trying to be, good guy. Anyway, during the process, we discovered that his fuel tank had pinholes in it and was leaking fuel. Dangerous, right? Yeah, we thought so too. Kind of fuel, gasoline, spark. Yeah, anyway. So at the time, he didn't have the money and wanting to be a good dad-in-law, father-in-law, I ordered a new fuel tank for him. Well, due to weather, work, etc., it took us a little longer to get back to it than originally planned. Something about sub-zero temperatures does that. But anyway, so we finally get to start on this. And in the process, we had decided to coat the inside to protect it and, help the fuel tank last longer. So we finally, so here we go. Well, we get all this stuff. We're in there and we go put it all in. And we happen to read a little detail on the back of the can, 96-hour cure time. 96 hours. That's 4 days, folks. Well, needless to say, important detail. So that delayed us again. Well, this last week, although we had plans to work on it this weekend, this last week his exhaust decides to blow out. Had a muffler fall off, anyway, et cetera, et cetera. So we patched it up until we could get to this weekend. So we come into this weekend. So we get in there. Now, mind you, in the meantime, I get told by my insurance company that I have to get a roof on my house, or they're not going to cover the house because their roof is old. And I just hadn't got to that on my long list of projects on this fixer-upper home. So you say, what's all this got to do with us? Nothing. But are you going to relate to it? You can understand the feeling. And I'll tie this all in a minute. So, and like I said, in the meantime, the weather and all that stuff. So finally, we're coming into this weekend. We're making plans. We're going to do this job. We're going to get the fuel tank, the exhaust, and lo and behold, there's rain in the forecast. Well, my garage is full of stuff, and it wouldn't be big enough to put his vehicle in anyway. Haven't got the shop built yet. So what do? Call my nephew, who happens to have a couple of shops. He had his commercial shop and then his private shop. Well, his commercial shop was tied up. We couldn't go there. So we go to his private shop, which if you watch the shorts, that's where I was at. So anyway, so we finally get in there. Man, we get in and we take the old fuel tank down. We've got all our parts. We're rolling. We get that. We got all the exhaust parts we need. We get in there. I get the exhaust welded up. Meantime, he's getting coating on the outside of the fuel tank, and we're getting things ready over there. I mean, we're just trucking right along Took a while to do the exhaust, and I ran out of welding wire in the middle of that. Lovely. So I had to go get new wire. But anyway, we get all this together. And we're just getting ready to put this fuel tank. Well, you got to put a fuel pump in the fuel tank. So we had his old fuel pump. And that's when we discovered the problem. Something was missing. Something was off. One, there wasn't a connection for the vent tube for the filler neck, which those who know what it is, where you put gas in. And then we went to the fuel pump, and it wouldn't fit. Something's wrong here. We quickly realized this was not the correct fuel tank. So we start doing a little research because I ordered the tank, and I'm feeling pretty bad and frustrated right now. Get in there, kind of find out I got the wrong tank. Now, he has a 98 Tahoe. The tank that I got is for like a 95, 94, 93 Tahoe. Couple of major differences in it. And one of them happens to be the fuel pump itself. So we're like, well, crap, call around, can't do nothing. So, and my initial thought was, well, let's just order a new fuel tank. We'll get it in, we'll start this process over. No, let's try to save it. Discussions. We have these things. And I'm like, okay. And you're like, what's this got to do with the Farm2Table Direct Show? I'll tell you in a little while. Anyway, maybe not. I don't even know if it has anything to do. But y'all get to listen to me rant today because I'm not there. Anyway, so we decide so we can get a fuel pump for that fuel tank. It's in stock. Ain't cheap, but it's there. Well, we do a little homework. Come to find out, this fuel tank this fuel pump will only make 15 psi. It's not a lot of pressure. It's not a lot of fuel. Oh, well, we do a little homework. The 98s have an upgraded system, and they require 60 psi, and that's what that fuel pump does. So these two pumps won't work. We got the fuel pump. We got it. So we hatched the genius idea to take the 60 psi and the 15 psi and, how should we say, make a hybrid. Take the actual pump out of all the plastic housing and everything on the one, move all the electrical, move everything over to this one that fits. So but it was late last night or Saturday night. So we said, okay, we'll do this Sunday. Cancel all plans for Sunday because now we got to be back in there on this. So we get in this morning, get our stuff. We get there, we get to work. Had to run a parts store a couple times, but we're working, making this hybrid. Get it all together. It's looking good. This is looking like really successful. I mean, we did some fabrication. We did some pretty cool engineering, which I did not video because, well, I didn't have a tripod and just one of those things. But anyway, and it would have bored. Anyway, didn't do it. So we get this all together. When we put it in, lo and behold, electric, it's got power. You can turn the pump on. You can hear it running in the tank. I mean, we got fuel, but it's not pumping fuel. And we tried everything. We fought with it, redid things, checked things, double checked, triple checked, pulled things out, back and forth, fought back and forth before we finally realized that while there was power to this pump, it was not pumping fuel. And mystery of the universe has to do with the return fuel line and pressures and possibly a dry locked pump. We don't know. But a lot of things that could be wrong. But when you MacGyver something like we were doing there, you don't just get to call somebody. Okay? You're kind of stuck. So we finally conceded that this was a failed operation. Failed for us. So yesterday evening, I ordered the fuel tank and fuel pump. So it'll be in today. And my son-in-law is going to get over. And as soon as I get off work, I'll go help him. And we'll pick that back up. My bad on the fuel tank. Whoops. And that led down this thing. And you're saying, Ryan, you're 15 minutes into the show. What's this got to do with anything? Well, I'm going to tell you. The best laid plans. Now, I have a saying. I didn't make this saying up. I picked it up in the military. It's one of Murphy's laws of combat and that kind of thing. And it's something I say to Keith all the time. No plan survives first contact intact. And that boils down to is, we make plans in life. We do. We make plans. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Or, well, we want to do this. So let's start working on it. Just like I've been working on this kitchen for all these months, this long period of time. Well, I've been derailed for a couple of weekends, 3 weekends or so now. I haven't got it done. And hopefully this next weekend. all goes well. But I've also got to get ready for OK Expo, so we'll see. But in the meantime, I got a roof to get put on, which I'm paying somebody to do because I don't have the time, and I'm afraid I'd be crippled. But we make plans, and things mess those up. Okay. Well, Bible even talks about making your plans. You shouldn't say that you're going to go do this and going to do that. It's Lord willing, if the Lord blesses it. So, I'm saying that even in our homesteads and on our properties and our homes, you know, we make plans. We lay these plans out. We have them all in place. And we need to take little steps forward each and every day on those plans. I mean, even if it's the smallest of steps, moving and making steps in, when we're talking about our diets, we're talking about our food, we're talking about all of these things. The first step is to start. Now, there's going to be little road bumps along the way, little, I don't know what you're going to call delays, little things that are going to happen. And in fact, the entire plan may change because I'll promise you the plans in this house have changed a lot because of discoveries within the process, resources, that sort of thing. It all kind of leads back to the best laid plans, actual full and best laid plans of mice and men. We scurry about, we're making our little plans and things come up. So you say, what's this got to do with anything? Well, I'm saying is a plan is better than no plan. When you're laying out your garden, you're laying out your homestead, plans to rent, any work you're doing on a house, so anything you have like that, making a plan, getting it all put together, thinking it out, and begin to try to follow it. And so when things get sideways and you get derailed and life throws its curveballs at you, well, you just back up, look at the plan, remember the plan, and do the best you can, make the adjustments, and press forward. When I was in the military and we were out doing stuff, we didn't get to quit. We didn't get to throw in the towel just because the plans didn't work out quite the way we had them. Well, that's life, and we need to take that. Now, I started out kind of griping and complaining about my weekend and how all these things went wrong. And I've been it's been eating me up a little bit because, one mistake, one missed detail on an order, and it threw the whole operation out of whack. Now, I'm through beating myself up over it. It happened. It's cost us money. It's cost us time. Nothing I can do about it. So guess what we're going to do? The new parts come in. We'll put them in. We'll get this thing running, and we'll go on. I'll take the old fuel tank, bring it back, the one that was the wrong one, make sure it's all intact, clean it up. I'll put that joker up for sale, and somebody will buy it. So we'll recoup back some money that way, and we'll move on. And we'll continue to move forward. He's got other parts on his Tahoe. He's kind of restoring this thing, getting it back to a better vehicle. And that's something we enjoy doing, is working on cars together. So that's what you do. You take the old saying, you get lemons, you make lemonade. That's what you got to do with your plans. You put in a garden, things don't go right. Something dies, water problems, things happen. Guess what? Guess what you do? You clean it up, you fix it, you make the plans, you redo it. Maybe this year, maybe next year. But you get an opportunity, you do it again. Same thing with animals, with calving season, goat kid season, chickens and eggs, and, a fox gets in the hen house or whatever. Things happen that derail our plans. Life is, so we'll say life's going to knock you down. It's not how you get knocked down or not. That's going to happen. It's that you get back up. And that's my encouragement, is that we get back up. We get back in the game. We make our plans. We do our best to take care of them and move forward. So make your plans for Okie Homestead Expo, because today is the 10th day. So guess what that means? 10 days and a wake up. 10 days and a wake up. And we're going to get into the upcoming events here in a minute. Me and Bro got a lot to do in 10 days. And we've had our plans from last year to this year of what we were going to do. Well, some things changed. Some plans didn't call through. But guess what? We're pushing forward and we're persevering. We had planned to be at 1,000 subscribers. We haven't made it yet. It's okay. We keep knocking out videos. We keep putting out content, and we keep working. And that's just the nature of what we do in this. And that's what we need to do in all things in life. So little encouraging word after my gripes and rants is that, you know what? guess what? Sky is green. Sky is blue, grass is green. Sun rises in the east, sets in the west. God's in control of it all anyway. And all this little stuff is exactly that, little stuff. So hope you hope you guys have a great. Hope y'all's plans are working out well. Let's put it that way. Hope all things that you have planned are going well. But when they don't, when mistakes are made or life throws a wrench in the plans and you just can't quite get it together, just take a moment, pause, maybe say a little prayer to the good Lord above for some peace, and remember not to don't take everything so serious. And there was a time in my life that everything that happened in this last week or two with this car and with the house and everything would have just, I'd have been a mess. I'd have been mad. I'd have been all kinds of things would have been going wrong. Well, I've learned through age and time and experience that can't always control those things. So we do the best we can. And I hope that you take that with you, that, we do the best we can with everything. And we will persevere and we'll push through. And, there's always blessings on everything, blessing of this. Me and my son-in-law have got to spend a lot of time together in the last couple of days and work through some things. And, we're spending that time together. So anyway, that's that. Just, like I said, when God gives you lemons, make lemonade. So anyway, that is that. And we're going to move on. So the best laid plans, they just don't always survive intact. Anyway, so that was the topic of the day. I know it's not a normal show. Be honest with you, with everything going on this weekend, it was very difficult to even put something together. Did not have a plan and sat down behind this thing and wrote out some stuff. And here y'all are having to deal with it. Hope you stayed with it through it. Hope it does kind of leave you a little bit, motivated, even though, I was griping a little bit about mine and laying out all these bad things. A lot of good things out of it. Anyway, so tip of the day, and this kind of ties right in. Tip of the day. Whatever you must do today, do it with the confidence of a 4-year-old in a Batman cape saying, I'm Batman. All right. Have the confidence of that in whatever you have to do today. And that's the way we got to approach life sometimes. It's just put on your cape and face each day. Anyway, so let's get into some upcoming events. Let's start breaking down the end of the show. Usually kind of try to finish this up on time when, but we'll see if we can do it today. I think we got a shot. Anyway, as I said, 10 days away, 10 days. Can't believe it already. Okie Homestead Expo, March 21st and 22nd, Mays County Fairground, Pryor, Oklahoma. Look forward to seeing many of you all there. I know many of y'all are going to be there. You've told me so. We've talked about it, other places, and it's going to be awesome. Look forward to seeing you all there at Okie Expo. It is not too late. And by the way, I would be remiss if I don't bring this up. Tomorrow night on the Farm2Table Direct Show at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, Keith and I will be giving away a pair of tickets. That's a pair, last time I checked, a pair of tickets, 2 times, tickets to the Okie Homestead Expo. So, and stay tuned for some details. We had put out details on the show of how to win the tickets. That doesn't seem to be resonating. It doesn't seem to be working. So I'm going to call him here in a minute. We're going to pull an audible and see if we can't come up with something real quick that y'all guys can do, real simple, real easy to qualify for this ticket giveaway tomorrow night, Tuesday the 11th, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will be on our regular Tuesday show. And let me look at my notes and I'll tell you what we're talking about. The cost of cheap food. What are you really paying for? So that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. Tuesday at 7 o'clock is the cost of cheap food. So we'll talk about that. And we will get some word out on the tickets. So stay tuned for that. The very next weekend, March 29th, Arkansas Homesteading Conference, Cleveland County Fairgrounds in Rison, Arkansas. It's the 11th year for that. It's looking to be a good event. And so, hoping to make it. Don't know. New Beginnings Homestead Expo, April 12th at New Beginnings Church, Nowata, Oklahoma. Keith and I will be there. We're the opening speakers in the main sanctuary and looking forward to that. Going to talk about some of your fresh food options and things like that. And if we don't pull an audible on that too, I don't know. Watch out. Anyway, but I know that Dwayne Hall is going to be there, and I know several others. I think Stuart and Ashley Klaus are going to be there. Several other people. I'll get that list out. It did come out the other day, so I will get that list updated. But anyway, hope to see many of you there at Nowata, Oklahoma, New Beginnings Homestead Expo. April 25th and 26th at the Shindig Ozark Living Expo, Newton Counter Fair and Rodeo, Jasper, Arkansas. That is an event up there. Don't know much about it yet, but it is an event on that side of Arkansas, southern Missouri. You guys will be great. Same weekend, the Homestead Conference, April 25th, 26th, Waco, Texas. I know Joel Salatin, Roy Feek, and some others are going to be down at that one. That's going to be an awesome one there in the Central Texas region. If you got a chance, if you're nearby, check into it, the Homesteading Expo. Homesteading and Outdoor Expo, April 26th. At the location, the barn at Oleander, Port St. Lucie, Florida. So that's something out for y'all guys down in the Florida area. That same weekend, man, that's a busy weekend. The 10 Killer YouTube Meetup, April 25th through 27th, Lake 10 Killer, Oklahoma, Cherokee Landing State Park at the Creek Shelter. RSVP to 10 Killer, that's TENKILLER, YT, meetup at gmail.com to RSVP, or if you've got any questions about that, you can send that over there. 10 Killer is going to be a lot of the YouTubers. We're getting them there to hang out. It's going to be a good time. Second year doing that at Lake 10 Killer. In May, the Mid-America YouTube Meetup is at Lake Eufaula State Park at the Deep Fork Campground Pavilion, which is also where the Nature Center, Nature something or other is located. But anyway, all that said, May 16th and 18th is when that is, 16th through the 18th. MT Homestead is the ones that's hosting that, kind of leading that deal up. So you can reach them at mthomesteadok@gmail.com. That's mthomesteadok@gmail.com. So May 17th, that same weekend, the 5th annual Sheed Farm Homestead Festival in Garland, Kansas. I don't know much about that, but it's obviously the 5th year, and that's going to be a good thing. So if you're up in the Garland, Kansas area, look that up. The Sheed, SESHEAD, or I think that's Shed, maybe it's Shed Farm Homestead Festival. I'm learning my English one of these days. So now, the Homestead Festival, June 6th and 7th, Hardison Mills near Columbia, Tennessee. That's on Rory Feek's place out there. It's a big thing, 5,000 plus attendees last year. Entertainment, education, all of the above. So that first week in June there in Tennessee. June 27th and 28th, Modern Homesteading Conference, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. You can go to modernhomesteading.com if you're from up in that area or are going to be traveling. Want to look at something good to do? They got a great lineup there as well. Oh, man. September 5th and 6th, the Ozarks Homestead Expo, Marshfield, Missouri. Looking forward to being up there at that one. It's going to be another great one. The lineup, again, is awesome this year. And so look forward to seeing you all there. We'll announce more about that as we know more about that. The end of September, our very own Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous, September 26th and 27th at the Southeast Expo Center in McAllister, Oklahoma. Yeah, tickets are $15 on that. We're super excited. We just found out Leon Sloan from Gardening with Leon is going to be speaking at the Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous. Myself, Brian DeShazo with Okie Farm and Hatchery, Holly Lacey with Glory Hills Homestead, and I know I'm missing a bunch more. Dwayne Hall, Jack Dyer, the list, and I'll get it out. I mean, but go to Okie Homestead. Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous on Facebook, or go to oklahomahomesteadrendezvous.org to get more details on that. And then finally in October 10th and 11th, Homesteaders of America Conference, Front Royal, Virginia. I don't have a current update on the tickets. I do need to check into that. They were getting really, really low on those tickets, but that's Homesteaders of America Conference. Really looking forward to that one. Well, folks, that's a wrap for today on the Farm2Table Direct Show, morning edition. Thanks for joining me as we explore headlines, stories, and more impacting our world for today and beyond. Sorry this was Memorex. Hope you enjoyed it. We do the best we can on the days that I physically cannot be here live. I'll know more today, but looking forward to being back with y'all tomorrow live. If you enjoyed today's episode and all the other episodes, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channels on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble. It is the best way to stay connected and help grow the conversation about food, farming, and community. Until next time, keep your roots deep and your vision growing. Good food starts with great people just like you. Remember, we are #stronger together. Be a blessing to someone today. And folks, we will see you all on the other side. Hope you have a great and wonderful day. And God bless. And we're going to hand this over to Hank to take us on out of here. Take it away, Hank.
No humans were harmed in the production of this podcast.